Hi, my name is Hetal Doshi. I'm an organizational psychologist, and just over a month ago, I had a friend call me, and she said, "Hetal, it is enough of you doing commercial and corporate stuff. You need to really support the community." And so, over and above the really crazy schedule that we have with our clients now, because obviously there's a need for psychological services, we have decided to really invest as much time as possible in building a community to support psychological well-being, especially in the workplace. And so, thank God for that friend who called me and pushed me to do this. It has been a wonderful journey of building this community and also inviting a lot of amazing people to share their stories, mental health experts, thought leaders, some celebrities, high achievers, everyday heroes, just like you and I. Today, I am super privileged to have had one of our members and also a friend, Michelle, who introduced me to Katy Lee, who I didn't know was so famous. Yeah, so I have to apologize. Um, so we have Katy Lee today. She's the executive director of Hope Worldwide Malaysia. Hope Worldwide Malaysia, she's been serving previously in the capacity of a sales and marketing director. She decided to let go of her commercial role and set up as much as possible support for this amazing foundation called Hope Worldwide. She's been supporting this for about 12 years now. And because of that, many of those who are underprivileged have benefited either in terms of health, in terms of education, or general support. So, Katy, thank you so much for being here today. Katy, tell us something a little bit about who you really, really, really are.
Well, thank you first of all, Hadel, for having me here. It's really it's a blessing to be here. Just to clarify what you say, I wasn't like give up my corporate to so excited wanted to join corporate. It wasn't my plan. It's definitely not my plan. I'm actually comfortable to be in my corporate directions, but wasn't my plan.
Right. Tell us more about that.
I started as as a volunteer. Just serve as a volunteer as like with the thought like, oh, I'll just do something like, when I have time, weekend, that's it, no commitment, no nothing. So that is what my thought is, but I have been serving for volunteer for more than 10 years. So one of my country director, Mr. Derek Wong, he was like, I always worried that he would say, Katy, have you thought of I wanted to work for full time? That is something that in my mind that please don't ask this question. But one day, true enough, he did. He just asked me like, have you thought of want to work full time? In my heart, like, no, no, definitely not. But one of the things that really changed me, it took me almost 6 months to pray about it. I have the battle prayer to really pray about it. Is this something that not myself that I want? It's about what God's will for me. It is a battle. So to give up. To me, at that time, it was like to give up. But now here I am, 12 years. Is definitely beyond what I thought. It's wise to trust the Almighty, the direction. Otherwise, I wouldn't be happily sitting down with joyful heart talking to you.
Wow. Okay, wait. Let's rewind back a little bit. So it wasn't your plan to leave your job at all. And very interestingly, you kept saying, I hope he doesn't ask me this question. So that's really interesting because why? You thought he would ask you the question. That's why you kept saying, I hope he doesn't, is it?
Because that time, it was like more than 15 years ago in a charity. One of the things that's really in it is the funding. Because 10 years ago or 15 years ago, it's not easy to look for funding because that time people doesn't really have the understanding about CSR. They don't talk about CSR yet, so it's not easy to raise fund.
Right.
So when I help that time, they will always have an issue with funding. So it's not easy. So I always felt like, wow, that is challenging. But he himself, that time, he's alone. He's an engineer, by he gave up his engineering job So for an engineer to look for sales is totally challenging for him. So that's
Right.
why he always looking at, oh, this girl must be the right person. So I always felt like, he will ask that question one day. But true enough, yeah, he did.
Wow. So your
Yeah.
intuition, your radar is very sharp, huh?
Because I felt like that time this really in need of funding, really desperate of really because in charity, the main thing is always funding to fund
Right.
the program. That is
Okay.
one of the main things to sustain.
Right. So yesterday, I was speaking with Datin Winnie Lu, and she was just saying that it was her fate to be a secretary, secretariat, but her destiny changed it, and she became a hairdresser. So you are also
Right.
saying the same thing. It was you already had in mind that you were going to be in a commercial role, but something else came along and took you in a different direction. You were also saying
Yeah.
that you were in a what kind of prayer is this? What, a battle prayer is it?
Yeah,
What were
it's like
you?
a battle prayer, as in like, I my prayer, remember specifically to say that, God, this is not what I want. I enjoy my corporate life. This is not what I want, but this is your will. It's like, but that point of time, I still haven't surrendered yet. This is what I really knowing. But yeah, through that prayer, God slowly revealed, putting things that in front of me, and it's much more clearer. And that's why I call it battle player, because it's like, no, I don't think so, God. No, this one not, are you sure? I don't think this is my strength, So it's like really battle prayer.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that there was such a word called battle prayer, but thank you for sharing that. And
Okay.
so what was the biggest biggest change in mentality that you had to have from a corporate role to a, as you say, a charity role?
I would say that in corporate, I was like 20 years in a corporate sales and marketing. All we do is about goal, reaching sales target, pre and the profit and loss P&L, basically P&L for the organization. It's all about that. Every month we look at the P&L, how much, the profit. It's all about that. Every month we do reporting, we just share how much we got in the sales and the profit every month, year in, year out for 10 years. So it's about about the company. So when I involved in a charity, it's not about that. It's about you seeing people life change. You seeing them have the smile on their face that really genuine, that tell you that the hope that they have, that make you different. And
Right.
you need to experience personally that when you look at their face, when they talk to you, when they change. And these are the people that these are our hardcore family. These are all from the family that, the kid, they grow up, they literally see their dad, being drunk every night and hit the mom, or even in out of the jail every day. This is how they raise up. This is how they grow up in that environment. But they also look at themselves, what did I got to lose? I can do likewise because I got nothing to lose. So when these kids, they come to our center, they will train, or they will give an opportunity to able to learn something they never done before. That changed their perspective. That changed their, hey, I can also learn. I can even touch the computer. I can even, learn English. There are people have, patience with me and sit next to me and learn. So that make, you can really see the changes, the different in the kids. We
Right.
can read out when they come to our center.
Right. That's amazing. That's amazing, Katie. And how would you classify the kind of so how many people are there that you are supporting, and how specifically are you supporting them?
Okay, the first when we start up to set in Sento, the reason being is Sento is one of the area that is slum area,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
when we set up, we don't look at, oh, okay, we want to set up this area, we feel like it. We set up because what is relevant, what is actually the need of the community. So we did have a few places that time.
Right.
The data came back. Sento is one of the beyond poverty. That's where when we set up there, we met the need of the community in Sento. So that time was
Right.
20 years ago. So Sento is really one of the area that beyond poverty.
Okay, that's awesome. So I think there is a little bit of a technical glitch on my side. Is there some technical glitch on your side, or are
It's
you
a
okay?
bit of yeah.
A little bit of
On my
lag,
I'm
right?
okay. I think on your
Okay, but yeah, now I think it's back okay again. Right,
on your side
and
it's a bit lagging.
okay. Well, hopefully it is a little bit easier for us to go. Somebody saying hello, Katie. Hi, how are you? So, Katie, so from Central itself, how, is it like these kids? Is it just kids or is it families that come to you for support?
We help in terms of a unit when they come to our clinic. Our clinic is called free clinic. We give you free consultation, free medication for the
Okay.
community. Our
Okay.
doctors are all volunteer doctors. Since the day one until today, we have more than 50 over doctors volunteer in our clinic, free.
Wow.
And some
Oh,
retired doctors, some are the MO, some are those that even have their own clinic. We have a amazing doctor teams that
right.
serve in our clinic. I also have a very amazing sister,
Mm-hmm.
Mona. She's a qualified
Mm-hmm.
sister.
Mm-hmm.
She work full time. She had been with us for 20 years, and this
Oh,
year
wow.
she is like a 20 years anniversary with us. She joined
Wow.
us the time when she was 50 years, 50 plus, retired, but this year she's 76 years old. She's still supporting,
Wow.
serving.
Fantastic. So, is it just medical and health services, or do you have other services as well?
Yeah, when we set up the clinic, not just on the medical, because as a family unit, we also see the need of education. Because
Okay.
as a family, we not just providing them the health, but we also see a lot of issue about the kids. Because most of the family they come from the poor family, their mentality about education is not important. I need food. This is my important things that I want to look for. So, but
Right.
to the children, then they don't see that it's important for them to be really to think about their future for education. So for
Right.
us, we see the need. So we set up a lot of education program
Yeah.
in our center, like English class. We have all these volunteer teacher to give
Okay.
basic English for the kids,
Right.
and we have art class. We have now even we have robotic class. This is before the NGO
Wow.
for the children. Yeah, even
Okay.
robotics lesson is not easy to. It's very expensive, but we do
Yeah.
have provide for the community in central area.
Okay. Fantastic. So you have medical, you have education, and do you have anything else that you
Volunteerism.
forgot? Sorry.
The third one is volunteerism.
What is volunteerism?
Okay, we believe the power of volunteer. Like all right, we are charity organization. Is only get like handful of us full time, and we are
Mm.
serving the community. Talking about thousands of them. So
Mm.
no way we can able to really cover all that. So who we are today, I can say that these are all really because of our faithful volunteer. So most of
Right.
them, I believe, they are now viewing is most of our volunteer.
Hello,
They are the
everybody.
volunteer. Yeah, they are our faithful volunteer, not just volunteer, they are the faithful volunteer.
Wow,
So
that's
because of them,
fantastic.
we are what we are today. It's the whole of the team. It's take a village to help somebody.
Right, right. Okay, so tell us some things that uh, people don't understand about trying to run a charitable foundation or an NGO of sorts. Tell us something that we don't understand or that we have a misconception about.
Wow, yeah, it's a very good question. I just want to share something that's one of these corporate. Yeah, he want to set up a foundation. They say
Mm.
money is no issue. I can do. I have the money, no issue. I just want to set up this foundation, to help the people. But a lot
Mm.
of understanding, most of them they will feel like not just about setting up the foundation. It's about what is relevant to the community. That's sustainable, and also not just sustainable. Does it make an impact to the
Mm.
community?
Mm.
It's easy to set up an organization, but to sustain it with impact, that is a tough thing.
Yeah.
So even a lot of corporate, when they have funding, they come to us, they say, I have this kind of money, I want to do this. But sometimes we have to be advised them, with your amount, it doesn't mean it can be sustained for like 3 years to 5 years. Maybe it starts at this point of time, but it might be cannot sustain not for even a year. That even wasting of your resources and even energy for that.
Wow. What is an example of that? Like, what is an example of something that somebody wants to start, but it actually makes no sustainable sense?
I can give one example that there's one corporate, they wanted to set up a library in the rural area. So they want to do a mobile library, drive
Mm,
into the Orang Asli. So
mm,
we did share. It's not easy for us to manage that. First of all, when we go into that area, you cannot just park your mobile there and then you get the kid to go up to the mobile and read. You need to have
right.
teacher sit there, and how long you can be there, that is another issue. And would
Mm,
the kid able to understand? So when you do it beginning, it can maybe, but how long? The sustainability need to be measured long term. So this is one of the example. But at the end, yeah, true enough, it doesn't sustain, and it just only lasts for about few months, and it cannot cope with the teacher following them in, and
right.
also yeah, the kid won't even go into the van.
Right. Okay. All right. So that's really awesome because that's very much like majority of businesses, right? But except that they may think that charitable foundations work differently. So at the end of the day, it's the customers, right? What is relevant for them? What is sustainable with regards to that? And how do you make sure that it's impactful? Because even though it is a charitable thing, everybody still wants something that is good for them. They don't just want something that is mediocre, right? Would you say that?
It's true. But a lot of things is that we want the good for them, but do they want it in the first place? Do this benefit
Exactly.
they want it? It's the first. It's a
Exactly.
big question for that. A lot of time
Yeah.
it's about thinking about that level, not
Yeah.
about us. I want to build this beautiful strategy,
Mm.
but it
Mm.
doesn't can come to them. They don't want it, and they don't feel
Yeah.
that this is their.
Okay. So this is interesting, right? These are probably like corporates. So they should understand customer. They should understand customer experience. They should understand customer needs. But why is it that they don't have the same kind of mentality when it comes to the underprivileged? So I'm
I
sure
will give
if you have an organization,
yeah.
you'll be like, okay, what do my customers want? How do I make it relevant? But why is it that when it's a charitable foundation or when it's helping the poor and needy, we don't think about it like that? We just give them what we think they should like. Why do you
Yeah,
think people do that?
I think one of the area is about your connection with your community. You need to connect with them. What are they thinking? Not just one time. Maybe at this one time they can think like that, but it doesn't mean in the next few years they will think like that. So it's about being at the grassroots all the time. You need to be
Mm,
there with them. You need to understand their living condition.
that
Some of
is
them, yeah, they might be changed a few months, their pattern of their life. So it's about being with them, walk with them, then you understand how they think.
Yeah, that is so well said, Katie, because there is no connection, right? Like a lot of people, they just want to donate or they just want something to be done, but they've never really sat down a day or a week or a month in the life of the underprivileged, right?
I
Would
have
you
one
say that?
story about one of the volunteer uh, that was like many years ago. When they came to our center, they came because of the company, the CEO. Give a good example, he came first, the CEO. So of course, when the company CEO came, the staff had to be no choice, had to come and serve. So when after the week, the staff was assigned to for his turn to volunteer. I can literally see this staff come with you can see his body language. It's like, I have no choice because I have to come here because of being told to. So you can
Mm,
literally see his body language, like folding his hand when he comes to our center. But when I noticed that, I would just bring him, say that I assign him to sit with kids, a young boys. At that time we have an English class, so he sit with the kids. After a few hours, I can literally see him that from hand putting folding and open his arm. to be really sit on the floor together with this kid. Then after a while, you can literally see him that like, hugging the kid, and they have a good connection. Then after that, this volunteer came to me personally. He said that I would like to come with my own family. Can I do something to really buy something or contribute to them? What made him change? Because he personally experienced that the kid cannot tell lie. If they are happy, they're happy. If they're grateful, they're grateful. That touched his heart. So that is the power of connection. You really have to be connected with them.
Well said. Well said. And absolutely, I think I think it might just be relevant here. A lot of times in our family, when we make donations and stuff, I mean, in our community, they always say, don't donate money first. You go and experience it, and you go and understand it, and then you make some decisions from there. Don't just, you have to have a real connection with it as well. So thank you for reiterating that as well. Katie, what tends to be the hardest? What are the top three most difficult things that you go through with regards to running a charitable organization such as yours? The top three most difficult things.
Okay, of course, the first one would be funding, because funding is always the main issue, that we have to be share our story then to get fund. This is something that for people, when they donate, they need, a lot of them, they need to see what is their return, the reward, or their or this the return on investment. So this is something that is we have to think about. Again, how we have to put ourselves not just on the community thought thinking. I also try to put myself in the corporate. What are they thinking? It is had to be what relevant to them. So what do they want? So this is one of the things. Is have to be challenged. A lot of our thinking, a lot of our creativity, innovations, to thought into that. That is one. And second thing, I can say that is sustainability. After we got the funding, that program sustain, not just 1 year, 2 years, or 5 years down the road, and that sustain with impact. That is also main important. And thirdly is the volunteerism, to get people to be with us, to stay with us as a committed volunteer, not just touch and go. This is the few things that is not easy, because you cannot force. This is all volunteerism. This all have to be do it in willing heart.
Right. Okay. So, give us some tips or techniques with regards to funding. What is a smart way to either get funding, or a smart way that there is a good partnership and collaboration? So what have you found out is the right way to get funding, and what is definitely the wrong way of getting funding?
We focus a lot on the direction with the corporate, which Malaysia in this last 10 years, I must say that's pretty good in terms of their understanding. They understand what is CSR mean. So the corporate know that the CSR is part of their giving to the community. So, but one of the things that they know CSR, but they don't understand. You can know, but you don't understand. They know what is CSR, but they don't understand how they do it. So
what does that mean?
Yeah, but most of the corporate, they say, okay, I want to donate, and I will gather all my whole team with the festive season, Chinese New Year, Hari Raya, Deepavali. We'll get all our team and just buy something, and then we go to the home, and then we distribute, then we take a photo, and then we put up. That's it. So to them, it's CSR. But that is not CSR. To me, I use the term of myself. I call it that is touch and go. So we have to educate a lot of corporate about CSR. It's not about that. It's about long term. It's about sustainability. It's about also engage your staff to be part of it, not just one time. It's a long term.
Right. Okay. Have you ever said no to someone before because you didn't agree with the touch and go mentality?
It's very tricky as well, because we also need funding. At the same time, we got to be very sensitive. So we do also speak the really true in them, that this is what our stand is, because it's not going to help you, because you're going to waste a lot of resources. At the end, your corporate will not see any branding for you. So when we see that, they will understand. They will change their perspective.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but
I
some
think,
they do have their own understanding. Yeah.
yeah. I don't, Katie, do you find it very disruptive when corporates just come in and maybe not even corporates, it could be individuals like high profile, high net worth individuals, just come in, donate something, give a lot of food, and they want to take a photo. Do you find it quite disruptive or disrespectful to your community?
We do have, but we have to be very sensitive as well, because this is individual. I can't change anyone, but what we can do, how we respond to that is another things. To that.
Okay.
So what we do normally, the community that when they come, we also know that they also don't want to be a victim of that. Wow, I'm the victim of poverty, but you put me in the publicity. So they do have that dignity as well. So we also share a lot about respect their dignity. That they are human beings. They
Yeah.
even they are poor, we still need to respect them.
Yeah, I mean, this has been so useful for me. I mean, I'm sure there are a few people listening, but this is so valuable for me because there are many times that we actually go into charitable foundations, give some money, usually on our birthdays, bring a cake, and then celebrate it with them, like as though we did something really good on our birthday. Take a photo and then we upload it. And would you tell me to stop doing that as a
I
friend?
feel like this is the individual. That's how they themselves want to do it. So we can't stop. As I said, we can't stop the person
Yeah.
their preference.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we can't, because that is
But I
they
can
really want
see
to do it.
all over your
Yeah.
face that you're saying that. So if you are my really good friend, I will tell you no. And I will definitely do that. I'll be a lot more mindful. And I don't think we should be doing that at all. I think it should be a very private affair. We should definitely be respecting them, not, continuing to highlight the fact that they need any kind of media attention. So I wanted to ask you as well, with regards to sustainability, you have been able to sustain Hope Malaysia for the past 12 years, but even before
20,
this for
20
over
years.
20
This year 20
years.
years.
What is the key to sustainability, Katie?
I must say that it's about we as a team. It's about community. It's about you need the right group of people to be together. We are blessed. We have a team of a group of a staff. They are really give their heart to serve, and we also have a big community of a volunteer that have been faithfully with us. So these are the things that really driving us today until today.
So, Katie, I understand from a lot of people can be really hard to manage. That's number one. To begin with, people can be very difficult to manage. Number two, if they are volunteers, then you can't even say too much to them, right? So, Katie, you must have the patience of like a dove, you must have so much of patience. But what is your trick here? Because this is obviously a charitable foundation. You have volunteers on that. How do you deal with people so that
I
you
don't have
also
a
can
trick.
serve? Huh?
The volunteer are, I don't have a trick. These volunteer are all blessings. These are our, most of them I can share to you. Proudly say that they are our church member. These are the community that they also to be part of it. And to me, I look at it, a lot of charity organizations, they also come to us. They say, I admire your volunteer. Where do you get such all these volunteer? In my heart, I say that it's from our church. These are our own brother, sister. They know what we are doing. They are the one that support me.
Right.
And I can say that if I wouldn't be here, it wouldn't be all this the volunteer from the church member, the brother sister, I wouldn't be here because they are my support. They are the one that really supporting us.
Mm. Yeah, I think I want to ask you. In corporate world, they pay people so much to have teamwork, but over here you have all these volunteers who are working so hard. What can you say about that, Katie? Because every company spends so much on talent selection, talent development, talent promotion and talent succession. They do all kinds of things. People still come and go, and then people still backstab, betray, very difficult to deal with. But here you are, not even paying them, and you are getting this level of quality. Do you also see a difference between the way people in corporate world are and people in your world? Do you see a big difference, and why is the difference so big?
Definitely, because for our volunteer, we have the same value. We have the same what we call our core value. When you have the same core value, we all drive together. But in a corporate, different people, different value. Maybe some they want to earn this money, some they want to climb up the ladder, some don't want, some this. But in our community, our volunteer group, we all have the same core value. We know this is the spirituality is a foundation, and that's helped a lot. We understand is want to help the people that is the value that we want to.
Right. I love that you say spirituality is the foundation. I actually feel that spirituality should be the foundation of all humanity, as well as whether it's in a corporate world or it's somewhere else. But yeah, so I think that's a really,
You
really
know, one of the corporate that's they have been funding us. Every year they have their team. They will want to help out the team like Earth. They want to help out with wellness. But one of this year their team is spirituality. Why they adding that in the corporate? You know, they see the of course spirituality you can cover all types of religions. So why they see that is the important because they really see the value of spirituality in it that it really helps them, not just the individual's preference.
right. I wanted to ask one last question, if I can. Katie, in your 12 years, what were, if you don't mind sharing, you don't have to, okay? But everyone who comes on the show, they will know that I will ask one very personal question. And it's okay if you don't want to answer it, but it'll be great if you do. Was there a time in these 12 years that was really, really, really like, I just cannot already? Or you just felt like, oh my God, I don't know whether I can do this anymore, or I think I'm done. Have you ever experienced one time where it was really, 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 really difficult for you? And maybe could you share a little bit about what it looked like for you?
Um, wow, in these 12 years, um, I don't, honestly, I don't. When if I come to the age that I really cannot, but before come to the age, I do have my community that support me and advise me. And before I come to that age, you know, cannot. So I'm very blessed that I have a group of community, the right community, that able to give me the advice that help me to be really move on before I reach to the age.
Right. The edge, right? The edge. Okay. And was there a time where it was just difficult, like the hardest time? So, what would you say in the 12 years was the hardest time for you?
Of course, there is a lot of hardest time. For that is for me. I actually struggle with a lot of my own self character grow in my relationship with people because I'm a
Right.
very strong driven person. When I work, I expect people the same as me. But of course, you know, not everyone has the same as me. So I um, often hurt a lot of people along the way, and a lot of expectation that is unnecessary on my side. So I learned a lot. Hard, I
Right.
can say that a lot hard way that I have to learn throughout.
Right. That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Katie, because I can imagine, right? A commercial sales kind of a role. You'll be very driven, very no nonsense, very like high standards, and very like, I say you do. And then now it's like a lot of like heart, a lot of like compassion, a lot of like, trying to have some nice uniformity. So that is such an amazing sharing. I can totally relate to that, and I think there's a lot of personal development required. A lot. And yes, we hurt a lot of people along the way. And Katie, sometimes I also feel like, even me, I'm in a industry where, and like you, our job is to help people. Then in the end, we're going to hurt the people that we are working with, which is like, what's the point of that? But can I ask you, what were the steps that you took, maybe directly or indirectly, to be able to go from a strong directive Katie to maybe a bit more compassionate? teamwork, Katy?
Well, I have looked at it like a lot of time I use the word that the hardest thing for me is to know myself. A lot of time I don't know myself, but I need people in my life to help me work through this. I always tell myself I can. There's no man island. We cannot live alone by ourselves. You can be self-reliant, but you might neglect the surrounding. So it's by being seeking advice, by being listening to people, what they tell you about you, and you need to have this trust among these people that are able to speak that. I use the word to speak the truth in love to me. They will not want to hurt me, and I have to be open-minded to have the humility to learn, to grow. If not, I would be very depressed. I would be very sad. I wouldn't be able to move on to what I do because I can be very, at the end, I can do it. But, what about my surrounding? What about people? It's not about me. It's about one another. So it's about listening to advice. It's about being open. It's about not about you. It's not about you. It's about, people around.
That is so well said, Katie. That is so timely as well. I love a few things that you have said here, which I would really like to repeat. You can be self-reliant, but remember, no man is an island. That's number one. Number two, speak the truth in love with me. So when you're speaking to me, speak the truth, but speak the truth with love to me. And I bear myself with humility to be able to accept it. And only through that I can learn and grow. That is so powerful. And I can be, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. But what's the point of me being able to do it if I don't have the people around me? I think there are so many of us who are doing a lot of the I kind of mentality today, Katie. So this is really powerful. So thank you so much for that. Katie, you have listened to a lot of people. You have tried to get a lot of advice from people. What is the best advice that you have ever gotten?
Wow, it's a lot of advice that I got.
What's the advice that you got that until today is like, okay, that's really stuck in my mind? Or is there advice that you normally try to give to people?
Well, wow. I think I always reminded myself throughout all this year, what I gain is about people invest in me as well. So I need to be also learn to be invest on other people. So that is some things that I felt like is it's about both sides. It's not about one's direction. It's not about one side. It takes two hands to clap. So it's for me what I receive. I need to also learn to be give. So this is all advice constantly that I receive from people that I gain so much throughout these 12 years.
Katie, that's so powerful. That you remember as you went along in life that somebody invested in you, and now it is important for you to invest back. What I hear from you is that if you want a lot of claps in life, then remember it always takes two. You cannot clap with just one hand. So with that, Katie,
it's tiring.
Yeah, very, very, very tiring. I really wanted to thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else that you wanted to say? But please note, Katie, I am, I am obviously a fan now, and more so because Michelle first, and then now you, and I understand. Actually, Katie, what I love about you the most is that you're always doing this. Do you notice that you always do this? Like,
oh really?
Yeah, you always say, you're always doing like this. It's almost
what does
like
that mean?
That is you're very cautious, very respectful, and you also put everything back on yourself, which is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll definitely get in touch. We'll be in touch if there's any way that we can help and support as a corporate entity of our own. We'll definitely would love to. But also beyond that, is there anything else that you wanted to share before we leave?
I think I am grateful to be here to share, and thank you so much for you as well. You can see that your schedule is everyday packed with in with those people just want to be impact other people as well. So it is something that also I see that you throughout this. I felt like you are very fast jump into the MCO new norm, and you already done this I think months ago. Into all these live kind of things, interviews. So people now are getting on board now, but you away. I think you did this away before, so you are very fast into in this accepting in this norm.
Yeah, well, thank you, Katie. That means a lot to me. There are days where I'm like, I think I should just stop this already. It's so tiring. But every time I meet someone like you, every evening, I feel like I can't do it. And then the moment I meet the person and I interview the person, I'm like, I have to keep doing this because everybody is so amazing.
It's
So
the same
it's
as
a
what we
blessing.
are. Same thing. That motivates us to keep on going. That's why
Yeah,
we need people. We need one another.
that's true. It's such a blessing to have met you, Katie. I am really looking forward to seeing you in the near future. And when we're all done, I'm like so teary already. Just really looking forward to seeing you in the future. You take care and God bless. Okay, Michelle.
Thank you.
Big, big
To God
kiss
be the
for Michelle.
glory.
Michelle, we love you. You're amazing,
Thank you.
Michelle. Yeah, so please reach out if you need any help or anything at all. Thank you so much, Katie.
Sure. Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay, bye.